Hi Year 5, welcome to Monday's English lesson. This week we're going to be looking at newspaper reports. Pause the video now and make a list of all the key features of a newspaper report that you can remember. One of the most important key features is the headline. This needs to be really catchy and grab the reader's attention, and headlines often use puns, rhyme or alliteration to create a play on words. The orientation is like the introduction to the article, so it contains all of the key information and gives the reader an overview of what the article will be about. The main body of the article would be organised into paragraphs, and this would contain quotes from eyewitnesses. Now these quotes can be written using direct speech, with inverted commas, or indirect speech as well. It's also written in third person and past tense. The reorientation is like the conclusion to the article, so this finishes the article off and brings the reader up to date, explaining what's happening now and what might happen next. As well as those features, don't forget to include the name of the newspaper, the date would be on there as well, and pictures with captions. Well done if you remembered all of those key features. We're going to have a look at an example report now. You can follow along with the video if you like, or you can download your own copy from this week's English folder on the website. Whilst we're reading, try and spot as many key features from our list as you can. This is an article from Manor News and the headline is "Blizzard Causes Chaos. Why You Should Be Prepared." A vast, thick, white blanket has coated the majority of the west of Britain last night. Many people have awoken to complete chaos as blizzard conditions hit the UK overnight. Even though the Met Office had forecast these conditions, nothing could have prepared us for the sight which met us this morning. All over the West Country, police have been dealing with a flurry of accidents caused by the snow. Surprisingly, there were many people who decided to take the risk of driving in these perilous conditions. As a result, one family in Stroud found two vehicles that had veered off the road and into their garden. We heard this almighty crash and my husband was outside at that point checking for damage. He had to help the driver out of the back passenger door, explained Mrs. Smith. Therefore, the Highways Agency have warned drivers to avoid unnecessary travel, check forecasts and allow extra time for journeys. Steve Crosswaite, head of the agency's National Traffic Operations Centre, suggested that people consider whether their journey is truly essential, as they may want to delay travel until conditions have improved. In addition, many people were forced to abandon their vehicles, and on the A595 this morning the rooftops of the cars were just about visible under a mountain of snow. Abandoned in the late hours last night, 74 people were rescued by helicopter, and some had been stuck for up to 8 hours. Paul Calland from the Cumbrian Bay Search and Rescue Team said that his team had to dig some of the cars to help people get out. He stated that the snow was so deep in places that the snowmobiles at certain points were actually higher than the cars they were digging out. Vehicles aren't the only sufferers of this fluffy white picture postcard delight. Many houses are now without power, schools have been forced to close due to lack of fuel and staff, major retail chains have run out of supplies, and animals have become encased in the drifts. However, apparently some people have welcomed the ensuing chaos and are making the most of it. We interviewed Blanche Nage, a student at Bristol Primary School, who told us, "We don't have to go to school for a while, it's fantastic. Look at this huge wintry playground. I get to play with all my mates, which means that we are receiving lots of exercise." She was greatly excited and added, "It's well fun." So it seems that every cloud has a silver lining, at least for some. Continuing winds and further snow being expected throughout the next few days means that the chaos isn't going to end soon. Consequently, make sure you are prepared and only venture out if it's really necessary. Let's have a look at the introduction in a little bit more detail. So in the first two sentences here, we've got all of the key information for the article, the what, where, when, who and why. So the reader knows exactly what it's going to be about before they've even read the rest of the article. Your task for today is to read through the report again and identify the rest of the key features using the checklist to help you. If you've got the report printed off, you could annotate it, or you could just make some notes on a piece of paper. Once you've done that, then you need to write a short sentence to explain the purpose of each key feature. So if we look at the orientation as an example, The orientation introduces the article and summarises the key points.